coming. All right, so here's the deal.
Is it chat on the YouTube?
It's multiple choice questions, okay? And it's going to say, what do you know about guys that have predicted the end of the world? You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Which words were found on the egg of a hen in Leeds, England in 1806, leading people to believe it was a supernatural sign of the end of the world? Okay, which words were found on the egg of a hen in Leeds, England in 1806, leading people to believe it was a supernatural sign of the end of the world? A, all will be laid to waste. B, Christ is coming. C, the sky is falling. D, it's over easy. Ready? A, all will be laid to waste. B, Christ is coming. C, the sky is falling. D, it's over, easy. John Buva.
I'm going to go with B, Christ is coming.
Christ is coming. Mike.
Sounds too obvious, Ben. I'm going to have to go with C, the sky is falling.
Chicken Little says the sky is falling. Hook, line, sinker.
Going with the last option just because it was the funniest.
Okay, it's over easy for comic sake.
It was funny in a lame kind of way.
It's my favorite kind of funny.
Dan Hudson.
I as well will go B.
B, Christ is coming.
Yes.
The answer is B, Christ is coming. Now,
Good job, guys.
Here's the best part of this story, right? So it's a hoax, obviously. Hens do not lay eggs that say Christ is coming. Here's what's been happening. The woman that owns the hen has been taking the eggs after they were hatched, or after they, not hatched, but after they were laid, okay? Etched the words Christ is coming in it and put it back in the hen.
No.
And then the hen relayed it.
Oh, wow.
Hen.
And you thought to yourself, was that worth it?
Yeah.
Could that really have been worth it?
I feel like I'd have to see her genuine reaction when it came back out. Surrounded by like 10 guys and go, look at that. Oh, no. Or
What?
hopefully, oh, yes.
Wait, is that something etched on the side of that egg?
Yeah.
This must have been done by some god we have. It's like, or you did it yourself. That's weird.
That was only 200 years ago, friends.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
Okay, here we go. Next, which famous scientist's prediction that the world would end in 2060 was revealed in 1991, more than 150 years after his death? A, Madame Curie. B, Albert Einstein. C, Sir Isaac Newton. D, Ivan Pavlov. Which famous scientist's prediction that the world would end in 2060 was revealed in 1991, more than 150 years after his death? John Buva.
I'm going to go C, Sir Isaac Newton.
C, Sir Isaac Newton. Mike.
Actually, based on the 150 years, I think it almost has to be Isaac Newton.
Next, Kristen.
Sounds kind of smart, so I'll go with that too.
Isaac Newton. Dan Hudson.
I as well. I had breakfast with him the other day, and the egg had his name written on it. So that's what I'm going with.
All right. Which
Dan's doubling down on the lame humor. Thanks, Dan.
Yes. Scientist that predicted the world would end in 2060 was Sir Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
Okay. So I realized when I wrote that's what I was laughing at when I read the question, is I said was revealed in 1991, more than 150 years after his death. Answer A.
Yeah, it's Madame Curie. I was going to say that. He just kind of throws out Madame Curie, but
Lame. All right, here we go. In 1910, it was predicted that the world would end when the Chicago Yerkes Observatory announced that the Earth would pass through the tail of the Hale-Bopp comet, which contained cyanogen gas. To fend off death, people purchased A, $1 anti-comet pills, B, anti-comet umbrellas, C, gas masks, or D, all of the above. John Buva.
I'm going to go D, all the above.
Mike Foost.
See, gas masks.
Gas masks. Kristen.
D, all the above.
All of the above. Dan Hudson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go all the above as well.
The answer, in 1910, it was predicted that the world would end when the Yerkes Observatory announced the Earth would pass through the Hale-Bopp comet full of cyanogen gas. People, to fend off death, purchased all of the above. The $1 anti-comet pill is genius.
What is that? What is that for inflation? $1 in 1910 has got to be $20 by now.
More than that, I bet.
Do they have an inflation calculator on the net?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. You do elsewise. I'll figure this out.
Okay.
That's pretty impressive. We could charge a couple $100.
Seriously, though, like, I mean...
Yeah, let's fraudulently take people's money.
They're probably selling them for half price by now, though.
Exactly, that's true.
Discount.
Anti-comet pills discount now that we're past the Hale-Bopp comet.
Here's the thing. What if you didn't take it and, like, someone found it in your house? You would feel foolish for having kept it, like, on the... Like, I would hide that thing directly.
Especially if a meteor was on your bed.
What?
What? If you got hit by one. Because you didn't take it.
Because it wouldn't have worked.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks for turning it over to Dan.
That's my bad. That's my bad.
Would you like to know more?
Here we go. Here we go. Shelby Corbett's book 2007, which pegged the year 2007 as the end of the world, is currently listed as the 6,020,178th most popular book on Amazon.com? Where did she originally advertise her book? A. On bus benches in southern Florida. B. At the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop. C. As paid inserts in church bulletins. D. Through radio advertisements featuring a jingle that cleverly rhymes 2007 and heaven. Or E. All of the above. You need the question again?
Nope.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, here we go. Shelley Corbett's book 2007, which pegged the year 2007 as the end of the world, is currently listed as the 6,020,178th most popular book on Amazon.com. Where did she originally advertise her book? A. On bus benches in southern Florida. B. At the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop. C. As paid inserts in church bulletins. D. Through radio advertisements featuring a jingle that cleverly rhymed 2007 and heaven. Or E. All of the above. John Buva.
I'm going to go C as paid inserts in church bulletins.
Paid inserts in church bulletins. Mike Foost.
I feel like just because Boova said C, I'm going to have to go with A, bus benches in Florida.
Bus benches in southern Florida. Kristen.
I'm also going with the bus benches.
Bus benches. Dan Hudson.
Me too. It just seems right.
It just if you're going to advertise the 6 millionth most popular book on Amazon about the end of the world, you would advertise on bus benches in southern Florida.
Thanks, John.
Appreciate that one.
That's where I went wrong. My book was just under hers.
Actually, I have a copy of your book in our closet, and my daughter, my 5-year-old daughter Grace, was walking through our closet. She goes, "God's top 10. That sounds good."
Thank you. You can see it on a bus bench
Except for
in northern Iowa.
I said, "Pastor Dan wrote it." And she goes, "Pastor Dan?" I said, "Dan, the pastor at our church, Pastor Dan." "Jared?" I said, "All right, we got.
Who is this man?"
We need you to meet Pastor Dan Mormon."
Here we go.
Incidentally, inflation from 1910 to now, $1 equals $23.54.
Wow.
I figured it would have been
Pretty
more.
close.
That's actually fairly cheap to keep you from cyanogen gas.
Yeah.
I'd pay that.
Yeah, I feel like I would too. $23, I could spare that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a chicken dinner.
I'm sorry. I would totally go for the umbrella. I think like that would work a lot better.
Here it comes.
It's like gas coming towards me. Let me get out my umbrella.
Here we go. Final question. Munzer, a leader of German peasants, predicted the world would end in 1526 after he engaged in battle with the towns High and Mighty. Munzer also claimed that God revealed to him that God would catch the cannonballs of the enemy in the sleeves of his cloak. Munzer and his followers died of A. Dysentery. B. Bites from a parliament of rabid owls. C. Starvation. D. Wounds attributable to a direct hit by a cannon. John Buva.
I'm gonna go with D. Wounds attributable to a direct hit by a cannon.
Mike.
I'm really hoping for D as well. I'm gonna hope for D.
That's what I was thinking too. I really wanted to be
Yeah,
D.
D.
D. Dan.
I think you're tricking us. I'm going to say dysentery.
No one went for bites from a parliament of rabid owls? I had to look up what a
group of owls is called, the Parliament.
Heck
I was
yeah.
gonna say, really, you knew that a group of owls is called the Parliament?
I had to look it up.
Nice.
So anyway, Munzer, leader of German peasants, predicted the world would end in 1526 after he engaged in battle with the towns High and Mighty. Munzer also claimed that God revealed to him that he would catch the cannonballs of the enemy in the sleeves of his cloak. Munzer and his followers died of D. Wounds
Yes!
attributable to a direct hit by a cannon.
I don't know why I'm happy
That's
that they
amazing.
died by a cannon, but that's still pretty funny. I'm sorry.
They really believed it. You think when the first two guys went down, they go, wait a minute.
I feel like I'm a pretty tough and strong guy, and if a cannonball was coming at me, I wouldn't be like, okay, I'm gonna catch this one.
I'll get this on my cloak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Open up the sleeve.
you're right.
just
Maybe
like, come on
after
in.
maybe after the first one, he'd be in the midst of his battle cry, saying, "If God is for us, who could?" Wow, he's
Never
against
mind.
Phil. You know what? I felt like me and Phil were about to say him. I'm gonna leave.
Jimmy's chest just shattered into like a billion pieces. I think
Here's the thing: is like, do you feel like let's say you really felt that God said you will catch cannonballs in your sleeves? Would you wear like a specialty shirt with bigger sleeves than normal, or is it
With a big target on it?
Is
to
that
help the Lord
Go
out.
get like a huge jersey.
Is
just
it a
wear
lack of faith to get some deep sleeves, or is it like, you know what, regular sleeves? Because God does what He wants.
Exactly.
That way he'll shrink the cannonball.
You're sitting there staring at your sleeve like, really, a cannonball, dude? Like, is that gonna work?
I created the earth again. Yeah, this is gonna be it.
How's it going to fit in here with these cannons?
I wore a tank top. What are you gonna do now?
Sorry, God, I don't have any sleeves. Looks like I'm not gonna have to stand in front of cannonballs.
It's not that I don't have faith or anything, but I'm gonna take these anti-cannonball pills.
I've got this anti-cannonball umbrella. It's gonna work really well.
Turns out the pills are called hiding.